Broadcasting live from the Meridians via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Fordyce Center in Bellevue. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network as we move on now to the nightcap of our doubleheader where nothing is at stake. Station Camp Liberty Creek-Nashville Christian taking on NBA. Neither of these two teams can clinch a Preds Cup berth tonight because Nolensville beat Innsworth and actually jumped ahead not just of both of these teams but Father Ryan too. Nolensville are now at 17 points. These two teams plus Father Ryan at 16. So now these two teams are 3 points away from clinching a Predators Cup berth. It's probably going to go to the last night of the regular season 2 weeks from tonight on January 26th. Yeah, things just got a lot crazier with that. This wacky season gets even wackier. It gets even wackier. So far tonight we've had Franklin beat JP2 MLK GCS 8-1. Franklin clinch a Preds Cup berth with that. Hendersonville beats Lawson, beat the Rutherford Rampage 7-5. Hendersonville clinch a Preds Cup berth for that. That result also means that the Rampage will be the 8th seed for the Hein Cup, so the first playoff seed has been locked down. We've got Ravenwood leading Brentwood BAUSN 1-0 up at Centennial. Senior night for the Raptors. They're out shooting the Bruins 9-0 so far in that one. Andrew Sally, though, being Andrew Sally and frustrating the dominant team, although they have the 1-0 lead. And then, along with this game, on Rink B at Centennial at 8:15, the Outlaws taking on Indy Centennial. It's senior night for Indy Centennial. NBA already out on the ice. Station Camp making their way out as well. So the standings right now, Franklin and Hendersonville both the top of the standings at 9-3-2. Ravenwood at 9-3-1. Page Summit 8-3-2. Ensworth now 8-5-1. Nolensville now 7-4-3. Station Camp 8-4-0. Father Ryan 8-5-0. NBA 7-5-2. They're now in 9th. Indy Centennial, the Outlaws, and JP2 all 4-7-2. Mount Juliet 4-9-0. Clarksville 3-11-0. Brentwood BAUSN 2-9-2. And the Rampage, after losing tonight, now 1-12-1. And again, they will be the 8th seed for the Hein Cup. Everybody from 10th on down cannot be the 1 seed for the Hein Cup. So whoever finishes 9th will be the 1 seed for the Hein Cup. That's the other thing that the Franklin win over JP2 meant. JP2 were the only team that still could have passed Nolensville's point total coming into tonight. They lost, which meant that they can only finish with 14. Nolensville came into tonight with 15. Now they have 17. All right, let's talk about the two teams playing our nightcap. First up, Station Camp Liberty Creek-Nashville Christian, coached by Keith Grooms. Losers of their last 3, lost 4 of their last 5. Most recent result, a 2-1 loss to JP2 last Monday. Let's look at their stats coming into tonight. Toby Mahaffey, the leading scorer, he's got 18 points from 8 goals and 10 assists. Dom DeMaria, 17 points from 11 goals and 6 assists. Andrew Grooms, 12 points from 5 goals and 7 assists. Merritt Freeman, 11 points from 8 goals and 3 assists. McLean Gregory, 11 points from 6 goals and 5 assists. Tommy Siciliano, 10 points from 2 goals and 8 assists. Gavin Cole, 5 points all from assists. Josh Pepper, 3 points all from goals. Mikey Bernier, 3 points from 2 goals and an assist. Bryant Waddell, 2 points from assist. Patrick Atmore, a point from a goal. And Dane Kramer, a point from an assist. Let's move on to goalie play. Carter Gleese has played 9 games, 8 of those were starts. His record's 6-2-0. He's played 340 minutes, goals against average of 2.59, 1 shutout. He's allowed 21 goals on 194 shots, turned away the other 173. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .892. Britton Watson has played in 4 games, all of those were starts. His record 2-2-0. He's played 162 minutes, goals against average of 2.33, no shutouts. He's allowed 9 goals on 79 shots, turned away the other 70. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .886. Let's move on to NBA, coached by Max Wutsky. Station Camp 8-4-0 coming into tonight. NBA coming into tonight 7-3-2. Most recent game, they beat Page Summit last Monday 3-2. So here are their stats coming into tonight. Matthew Moore, the leading scorer, 28 points from 13 goals and 15 assists. Trace Graham, 21 points from 9 goals and 12 assists. Abe Lasher, 16 points from 10 goals and 6 assists. Ethan Zides, 14 points from 7 goals and 7 assists. Duke Dalba, 12 points from 9 goals and 3 assists. Andrew Freck, 8 points from a goal and 7 assists. James Lehrman, 7 points from 2 goals and 5 assists. Ethan Moore, 5 points from 4 goals and an assist. Cortland Klett, 5 points from 3 goals and 2 assists. Connor Mazzoni and Hunter Musser, each with 4 points from 2 goals and 2 assists. Lawson Brown and Hudson Higgins, each with 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Henry Burke, Ben Eady, and Archer Reynolds all have 2 points from a goal and an assist, and Locke Ross has a point from a goal. Let's move on to goalie play. Glenn Bland has played and started all 12 games. His record 7-3-2, the same as the team's. He's played 497 minutes, goals against average of 2.54. He has 1 shutout. He's allowed 30 goals on 235 shots, turned away the other 205. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .872. Parker Eaves has played in 1 game. They brought him in the third period of the Brentwood game back in November. He quickly gave up 4 goals in a short amount of time, and they yanked him. He only played 4 minutes, allowed 3 goals on 5 shots, turned away the other 2, so his save percentage in the regular season so far is .400. His goals against average is 31.5. He has not played since. And since NBA never relinquished the lead, it went down as a no decision. It went down as a win for Trip Bland. Can the Bison turn around? They've got to now. The Bison have a very unforgiving closing stretch. They play NBA tonight. Next Wednesday, the 21st, they play Ravenwood. 2 weeks from tonight, they play one of the last 2 games of the regular season on the 26th against Franklin. A very brutal closing stretch for this Bison team that has lost 3 in a row and 4 of their last 5. Ravenwood still leading. Brentwood 1-0 up at Centennial. Let's go ahead and see if we can start tracking the Outlaws Indy game as well. Again, it's senior night for Indy, so that game will probably be delayed a bit. Ready to go with the start of this one. Carter Galeese going to start in goal for Station Camp. Trip Bland going to start in goal for NBA for this first period. NBA will carry the puck from my left to right. Station Camp from my right to left as this one is underway. Station Camp win the draw and get it into the NBA zone. It's in the right wing corner. Oh, and then shot on goal from an odd angle. Stop, rebound, score! Brian Waddell from the right point. It was a shot from an odd angle near the right wing corner. Went off the left leg pad of Bland. Came up to the blue line. And then Waddell takes a shot that looks like it took a deflection and goes into the back of the net. And it's 1-0 Station Camp just 14 seconds in. 13:46 to go in the first, and already 1-0 Bison. Boy, it's a big start for them. They needed it. Toby Mahaffey had the puck poked off his stick right at the NBA blue line. It's dumped in. Actually sent into the netting above the glass. Very high dump in. I think by Waddell. And they say it was him all the way, so they're going to drop the puck in front of the NBA bench. I'm not sure who that was that shot the puck off the left leg pad of Bland and had it go up to Waddell. Draw one by NBA. Andrew Freck, left wing side of the Station Camp zone. Puck poked off his stick from behind by Waddell. And it's out at center. Trace Graham banks it off the near boards, cleared out by the Bison. Here's Dom DeMaria. Back into the NBA zone on the right wing side. Had the puck, either left it behind him or Henry Burke poked it away. Now there's a shot from the right point that's turned away by Bland. That shot coming from McLean Gregory, and now here's Abe Lasher back in the Station Camp zone. His shot blocked by the shins of Andrew Grooms, or the skates of Andrew Grooms. Puck sent back into the NBA zone. Couple of Station Camp players had to get back on side. It was DeMaria and Mahaffey. Puck on the near side, but carried out to center by Lasher. Abe Lasher back into the Station Camp zone. Ooh, and Sent it past the net just to the left of Carter Galeese. Now the puck brought out in front, and a shot. Oh, just missed the net to Galeese's left. That was from Trace Graham shooting from the left circle. Now the puck out in front for Lasher off his stick and hits the outside bar, bottom outside bar on the left-hand side of the net. Now the puck out at center on some station camp sticks. It's back in the NBA zone. Kept alive by Josh Peffer. Andrew Freck picks it up. He'll bring it through center on the near side, dump it into the station camp zone. Puck coming around the boards to the far side. Held in by Matthew Moore, pushed down to his knees. They tried to clear. It's held in. Nope, Hunter Mustard did not hold it in. Tommy Siciliano poked it out. Now here's Josh Peffer. Back in the NBA zone, tried to drop it back to Siciliano. He gave it away to Duke Dalba. Here's Matthew Moore back in the station camp zone. Has to go around the back of the net. Puts the puck out in front off of Galeese. And then it comes off the skates of Mikey Bernier and out. Now it's sent back into the station camp zone from center by Lawson Brown. Puck coming back around to the near side boards. Puck went up in the air off the stick I think of Duke Dalba. Stays in play. And now it's in the crease. Matthew Moore from behind the net just nudging it into the crease. And it is covered up by Galeese. 11:21 to go in the first. Already 1-0 station camp. Draws to the left of Galeese. Won by NBA. Shot across the front of the net from the top of the right circle by Ethan Moore. Puck on the far side. Station Camp will bring it out. It's McLean Gregory sending it to the inboards of the NBA zone. Now the puck coming back out to the far side. Poked away from Andrew Grooms. Now here's Duke Dalba. Left wing side of the Station Camp zone. His shot missed the net to the right of Galeese. Now the puck comes to the net and sent to the front of the net, I think, by Moore. Turned away by Galeese. Now brought out to center by the Bison. Toby Mahaffey, left wing side of the NBA zone, fires it across the front of the net to the left and past the net to the left of Bland from the left circle. Dom DeMaria brings the puck back into the NBA zone. Poked off his stick right at the blue line by James Lehrman. Trace Graham runs into Toby Mahaffey and falls down. Yep. He's going to go to the box. I thought he tripped him. Dropped the stick out of his hand. So NBA will get the first power play of the game, trailing 1-0 with 10:21 to go in the first. It's now 2-0 Ravenwood over Brentwood. Jake Farrell with both of the Raptors' goals. If Ravenwood win tonight, they just need to beat Station Camp on January 21st to win the GNASH Cup. Power play underway for NBA. Abe Lasher passing to the top of the left circle. And Matthew Moore moves to the center, hands it off to Lasher, who tried to go across to the left-hand side of the net, went off a stick and away from Trace Graham, and the puck is cleared out by the Bison. Back into the NBA zone. Tommy Siciliano is going to get there, but he did not. He wanted to pin the puck up against the kick plate, but couldn't get a stick on it. Here's Abe Lasher back into the Station Camp zone. Drops it back to, I think, Ethan Moore, who tried to pass the slot, and Trace Graham. That was knocked down. They tried to clear it out. Held in the zone by Duke Dalba. Left point. Matthew Moore passing over to Trace Graham at the right point. Back across to the left circle. And they tried to set up Ethan Moore in front off his stick and pass the net to the left of Galeese. That was Abe Lasher on the centering pass. Matthew Moore, left point. Minute left in the power play. His shot misses the net to the left of Galeese. Held in at the right point by Graham. Pass across to the left point, Moore. Sends it down to the left wing corner, Lasher. Back up top to the left point, Moore. Moore with a shot, missed the net to Galeese's right. Here's a shot from the right wing boards, and Graham turned away by Galeese. Moore at the left point. Passing to the right wing, Graham moving down, goes into the slot, whips on a shot attempt, and then on his second try, is it poked away by Siciliano, and it's cleared down ice. Under 30 seconds left in the power play for NBA. Station Camp will change the line. NBA will make a couple of changes as well. Graham passing to the near side. Matthew Moore at center. Moore back into the Station Camp zone. Gets the front of the net. Shot, score! He pushed the puck through the legs of Gavin Cole. Caught up to it and fires it into the back of the net to convert the power play and make it 1-1 with 8:27 to go in the first. There were just 6 seconds left in that man advantage. That was nifty by Matthew Moore. Nifty. Draw one by Station Camp. Toby Mahaffey into the NBA zone on the right wing side as the puck taken away and cleared out. Back in the Station Camp end and quickly cleared out on the near side. Andrew Freck passing to the far side. Ethan Sides will dump it into the Station Camp zone. Gavin Cole sends it around the boards to the near side. Dom DeMaria clears it out. Trying to get it to Toby Mahaffey. Puck in the NBA zone. Cleared out and then quickly sent back in by McLean Gregory, even though Mahaffey had to get back on side. And now a steal by Station Camp inside the NBA zone. Centering pass went off an NBA stick across the front of the net. Now the puck's out at center. Andrew Freck exits his own zone. Brings it into the Station Camp end of the right wing side. Takes a bit of a bump, now takes a shot. Just above the top of the right circle, gloved and held onto by Galise. 7:21 to go in the first, and the game is tied at 1. Draw to the left of Galise. Won by Station Camp. Puck sent around the boards to the far side and out. Rolling in its edge into the NBA zone. And Trip Bland clearing it away from the net. It was Andrew Freck in a foot race with Mikey Bernier. Correction, it was James Lehrman. Andrew Freck has the puck on the left wing side of the Station Camp zone. It's taken away and cleared out. Now Mikey Bernier brings it into the NBA zone. Leaves into the slot. There's a backhander for Josh Peffer. Goes across the front of the net. Gracie Clark trying to send it to the front of the net. And now to be brought out to center by Ethan Sides. Sides backhands it into the Station Camp zone. Josh Peffer will clear it out from the far side at center. And fired right back in by Connor Mazzoni. Now the puck comes up the near side of Mikey Bernier off his stick. It's in the NBA zone going to the left wing corner. Behind the net with it, Matthew Moore. Moore sending it up the near side to Ethan Moore. Went past him. Andrew Grooms will send it back into the NBA zone. It was an icing because he was behind the red line. 6:02 to go in the first, and the game is tied at 1. Draw was to the left of Galise. Station can't win it, but turn it over. Puck hit off the outside of the left-hand side of the net by Trace Graham. Here it comes to Matt. Back to Matthew Moore, right circle, and his shot goes off of Galise and past the net to his right. The puck sent back to Moore as it went out to center, but offside. Moore had put his stick over the line. Well, actually, no, he was fine. I think it was Ethan Moore who was offside. Now 3-0 Ravenwood over Brentwood. Keaton Moffitt with a goal for the Ravenwoods. There's a chance for NBA. Oh, passed over to Ethan Moore, or Dalby was pulled down. Hooked down by Dom. No, it's not Dom DeMaria. It is Clayne Gregory. So hooking call against Gregory. NBA back to the power play. 5:30 to go in the first, and the game is tied at 1. I was about to say, looks like Brentwood's 3-game unbeaten streak and 2-game losing streak is going to come to an end tonight. Draws to the right of Galise. Won by NBA, and a soft shot into his chest, and he hangs on for the whistle in his glove. I think it may have been Cortland Klett who took that shot. So if and then Clarksville beat Page on Wednesday night, that would mean the Bruins would be the 7th seed for the Hein Cup. But Clarksville are not beating Page. There's no way. Here's Abe Lasher. Passing to the left circle and a shot off the left leg pad of Galeese. That was for Matthew Moore. Now Lasher, right point, passing back to Moore. One time in the left circle, misses the net to the right of Galeese. And the puck cleared out by Dom DeMaria on the near side. Here's Trace Graham carrying the puck to center on the far side. Left wing side of the station camp zone. Around the back of the net. Backhands it around to the near side boards. Right point, Abe Lasher. Up, we get a whistle. Net became dislodged. Station camp net became dislodged. 70 seconds to go in the power play. 4:39 to go in the first, still 1-1. Draw to the right of Galeese. Won by Station Camp, and they'll clear it out. Clear is going to be on goal. Trip Bland having to make a save. That was Josh Peffer clearing it down the ice. Minute left in the power play for NBA. Here's Matthew Moore to center. Moore back into the Station Camp zone on the left wing side. Oh, he got to the front of the net, wanted to shoot. He kind of whiffed on it and got off a little soft shot that Galeese was able to stop, and the rebound cleared down ice. Here's Moore back in the Station Camp zone, trying to back in it in front. Puck coming around to the near side boards. 30 seconds left in the power play. A Station Camp clear. Here's Abe Lasher. Passing to the near side, and Matthew Moore out at center. Ethan Sides dumps it into the Station Camp zone. Puck at the end boards and cleared out by Mikey Bernier from behind the net. Puck at center, penalty time against Station Camp is up there back at even strength. Here is James Lehrman, right wing side of the Station Camp zone, shot, score! Lehrman from the right dot fires it into the back of the net to give NBA their first lead of the game. It's 2-1 Big Red with 3:23 to go in the first. Draw one by NBA. Josh Peffer with a takeaway. He'll dump it into the NBA zone. Now it's at the end boards of the Station Camp end. Bryant Waddell, who scored just 14 seconds in. NBA have scored 2 since. Here's Andrew Freck back in the Station Camp zone on the left wing side. Passed across the front of the net. By the way, James Lehrman, another senior for NBA. There's Josh Peffer, right wing side of the NBA zone. Now Trace Graham with the puck, passing it to Freck at center. Freck, right wing side of the Station Camp zone. Tried to drop it off to Graham, and that's taken away and cleared out by the Bison. Dumped back into the NBA zone. Puck behind the net. Bernier puts it out in front of back in to score. It's McLean Gregory. Gregory standing at the left-hand side of the net. And Trip Bland opened up that bottom right-hand corner, and Gregory backhands it in to tie the game at 2 with 2:09 to go in the first. That definitely should not have happened. Oh, and another chance for Station Camp. Oh, the puck's in! Shot on goal by Station Camp. And it leads to the legs of Blandon in. And it's Toby Mahaffey. So they win the draw, bring the puck in, and get off a shot that leads through Blandon in. It's 3-2 Station Camp with 1:58 to go in the first. Wow. It was a weird last couple. So Station Camp tie the game up, and then 11 seconds later they go back in the lead. A weird little goal that was. NBA with a puck in their zone, cleared out. Matthew Moore, right wing side of the Station Camp zone. Behind the Station Camp net, lost the puck to Gavin Cole, who gives it away to Abe Lasher on the near side. Moore in the slot. Backhands it past the net to the right of Carter Galeese. Here's Cortland Klett. Passing up to the left point. Henry Burke down to Klett. Pass across to the top of the right circle, Lasher. Lasher tried to move down the right wing, and it poked off his stick by McLean Gregory, and he grabbed Gregory, who went down, and there's going to be a penalty against NBA. Puck finally touched up by Lasher. As the referee tells him to go to the box. Holding the call against Lasher, so Station Camp getting their first power play of the game. 68 seconds to go in the first. They lead 3-2. Draw is going to be to Trip Bland's left. Draw one by NBA. Puck sent down the ice on goal. Galeese having to stop it. He'll hand it off to Dom DeMario. 1 minute left in the first. Puck out at center, given away to Trace Graham in the Station Camp zone. Graham, right circle shot off the right leg pad of Galeese, and the rebound cleared to the inboards by DeMario. Silly giveaway right at the Station Camp blue line by the Bison. Now here's Andrew Grooms. Passing the puck off to Mahaffey, now left wing side of the NBA zone. He goes to the inboards, left wing corner. Mahaffey backhands it to the front of the net, off of Bland, under 30 seconds left of the period. James Lerman will clear it out. Dom DeMario sending it back the other way. Andrew Grooms backhanding the puck to the inboards of the NBA zone. Puck coming around to the near side, cleared out by Trace Graham. It goes all the way to the left wing corner of the Station Camp zone. 1 minute left in the power play for the Bison. Time running out on the first. Here's McLean Gregory. Passing the puck to Andrew Grooms, but that's it for the first. Well, what a wacky first this was. Bryant Waddell scoring just 14 seconds in. Then 2 NBA goals for Matthew Moore and James Lehrman. And then Station Camp retake the lead on 2 goals in 11 seconds. One for McLean Gregory, and then another from Toby Mahaffey. And Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian lead Montgomery Bell 3-2 at the end of one. I'll be back in a few seconds for the start of the second. But if you are listening on the YouTube podcast, we're going to go ahead and jump to the start of the second. Ready to start the second period of this one. Trip Bland still in goal for NBA. Carter Galeese still in goal for Station Camp for the second period. Station Camp carried the puck from my left to right. NBA from my right to left. Bison starting this second period with 52 seconds of power play time carrying over. Second period underway with Station Camp controlling the puck off the draw. Andrew Grooms, far side of his own zone. Seconds left in the power play for Station Campers. Toby Mahaffey inside the zone. On the right wing side, pass to the left wing. Andrew Grooms, a shot off a stick and past the net to the right of Trip Bland. Grooms with it again. Bottom of the left circle, passes out to the blue line. Dom DeMario, center point. Back to Grooms inside the left circle. Grooms with a shot, gloved and held on to by Bland. 9 seconds left of the power play. 13-16 to go in the second. 3-2 Station Camp. Draws to the right of Bland. Won by NBA and cleared down ice, and that should kill off the rest of the penalty, and it will. Big Red back at even strength. Andrew Grooms in his own zone, hands it off to Toby Mahaffey. Mahaffey through center, right wing side of the NBA zone. Around the back of the net. Brings it out to the blue line. Dom DeMaria holds it in at the left point. Carries it down the wall, starts trying to cut in. Now put out in front, I think, for DeMaria by either Peffer or Siciliano, but he couldn't get a stick on it. It was poked away and now cleared out. And now a 2-on-1. Andrew Freck in the station camp zone. Pass across. Score! Duke Dalba. Puck was lifted through the air to center, and Freck and Dalba were standing there waiting, and Freck got it. Carries it to the net, passes across to Dalba, who one-times it into the back of the net, and it is 3-3 with 12:31 to go in the second. Here's Tommy Siciliano in the NBA zone, but he's double teamed. Oh, but he's drawn a penalty, I think. He's drawn a hooking call. It's Ethan Sides going to the box. So Station Camp back to the power play. 12:23 to go in the second. The game is tied at draws to trip Bland's left. Won by NBA and cleared. Toby Mahaffey will catch up to it at the inboards of the Station Camp zone. Passed across the far side off the skate of Bryant Waddell, who didn't know it was coming his way, and luckily for him, Trace Graham didn't grab that and go to the front of the camp net all alone. Mahaffey, right wing side of the NBA zone. Taking a shot, gloved and held on to by Bland. That shot coming from the right wing half wall. 88 seconds to go in the power play. 11:51 to go in the second. 3-3. Draw to the left of Bland. Won by Station Camp, and a shot from Bryant Waddell at the right point off his right leg pad. Cleared down ice by the Big Red. Galeese out to, and he'll fire it away from Trace Graham out to center. It's dumped back in by Henry Burke. Tom DeMaria's pass attempt went off of Ethan Moore, came right back to him. He brings it into the NBA zone. Shot blocked in the back check by Abe Lasher. And the one-timer, puck was sitting loose in the left circle, and a one-timer stopped by Bland from Toby Mahaffey. Mahaffey now trying to put the bucket in front for Tommy Siciliano. That's blocked. Broken up and cleared out by Henry Burke. Now Trace Graham back in the Station Camp zone. Triple team still comes on goal. Gets up a shot that's stopped by Galeese. But then they bumped into Galeese and knocked him down. And the whistle is blown. And he is now getting back to his skates. 37 seconds left of the power play. 11 minutes to go in the second. Game tied at 3. It's now 4-1. Ravenwood over Brentwood early in the third. It's 1-0 Indy Centennial over the Outlaws. Oh, seems we had a bit of drama at one point in the first there. 4 roughing penalties. Logan Wood, Caleb Mills, Bryson Patton, James Daniel. Wow. Puck in the NBA zone here. Sent around the boards to the far side. Held in Gavin Cole coming down the left wing. Past the slot off the stick of Josh Peffer. Couldn't keep it on his stick. Dom DeMaria trying to send it to the front of the net. Hit the stick of Mikey Bernier. Pinball to the front of the net. Cleared away by Trip Bland. Now the puck back in the station camp zone. And penalty time against NBA is up. They're back at even strength. Gavin Cole. Passing it out to center. Dom DeMaria dumps it into the NBA zone. Fired around the wall, but intercepted. He put in front and just missed the net to the left of Bland. That went off the stick of Peffer. Now the puck on the near side at center. Matthew Moore picks it up. Left wing side of the station camp zone with a shot turned away by Galise. He wasn't going to let Moore beat him this time. Puck on the inboards. Moore battling with Gavin Cole. Duke Dalba comes out in front with it. Gives it over to Andrew Fricka. Back in there. Stopped by Galise. And then his rebound just trickles past the net to Galise's left. Puck held in. Oh, and a shot from the right point. Off the right, the post to the right of Galise. That was from Cortland Klett. And then Dalba couldn't control the rebound. He had the net partially open. And whistle blows because there was a loose stick inside the net. There's going to be a penalty against Station Camp 2, a cross-checking call against Dom DeMaria. 9:16 to go in the second. NBA back to the power play with the game tied at 3. Draw is going to be to Galise's right. Draw one by Station Camp, and puck shot into the netting above the glass on the bleacher side, trying to clear it down ice. It was Bernier, I think. So they'll drop it to Galise's right again. One by NBA, and Ethan Moore's shot went off his stick and past the net to Galise's right, and the Bison able to clear it down ice. Trace Graham will pick it up. Passes it off to Abe Lasher. Ahead to Ethan Moore at center. Duke Dalba in the station camp zone. Backhands it to the near side boards, and Moore, who tried to go back across Trace Graham, but wasn't expecting that, and Toby Mahaffey clears the puck out. Lasher at center. Back into the station camp zone on the right wing side. Trying to go to the front of the net. And the puck poked away, and the Bison tried to clear, but it hits Trace Graham standing at the right point. But then coming in to poke it off, sticking out, is McLean Gregory. Now Toby Mahaffey to the front of the NBA net. Oh, he whiffed on the shot. He whiffed on the puck right as he got to the front of the net. Now Matthew Moore back in the station camp zone. Left side, a shot. Oh, he hit the outside netting on the right-hand side. Under a minute left of the power play for NBA. Abe Lasher out at the blue line. Off to Trace Graham. His shot from the right point. Misses the net to the right of Galise. He may have gotten a piece of it. And Abe Lasher comes in and hits Toby Mahaffey as he was going to go and try and clear the puck. And Lasher's going to be sent to the box. Interference. Mahaffey was going to go play that puck, and Abe Lasher came down and hit him, and the ref decided that was interference. So it's a 4-on-4 for 46 seconds, 8:02 to go in the second. Game tied at 3. Draw is going to be to the left of Trip Bland. Puck comes to Gavin Cole at the blue line. He tried to send it down the left wing. It's intercepted and cleared out by Cortland Klett. Puck at center. Andrew Grooms battling with Ethan Sides. 30 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Josh Peffer comes in and grabs the puck. Then Trace Graham tried to poke it away from him. Now it's back in the station camp zone. Graham with it. Passes down the left wing. Sides with a shot. Blocked away by Carter Galise. McLean Gregory with a puck now on the far side of his own zone. Correction, it's Andrew Grooms. Now the puck back in the NBA zone. Tommy Siciliano with it. Could not get around Lawson Brown. Penalty time against Station Camp is up there now on the power play for the next 74 seconds. Is Gavin Cole just held the puck atop the blue line of the NBA zone, then got off a shot that went off the left leg pad of Bland. Under a minute left in the power play for Station Camp. And now we get another whistle for what? Oh, they called NBA for icing even though they're shorthanded. 55 seconds left in the power play, 6:57 to go in the second. The game is tied at 3. Draw one by NBA. They slap it into the Station Camp zone. Puck sent around the boards to the far side. Dom DeMaria drops it down low for Mikey Bernier to pick up. Puck passed out to center. 30 seconds left of the power play for Station Camp. Bryant Waddell, right wing side of the NBA zone with a shot. Stopped by Blandon. He's got it covered off his right leg pad. He smothers the rebound. 24 seconds to go in the power play. 6:26 to go in the second. Still 3-3. Draws to the left of Bland. One by NBA, cleared out by Ethan Moore. Toby Mahaffey will get to it inside the Station Camp zone. Passes it up the near side. Out to center, McLean Gregory with it. Passes over to the far side. Now it's sent back across inside the NBA zone. Dom DeMaria left it behind him inside the right circle. NBA with it. Penalty time against Bigger is up. Puck passed ahead to Abe Lasher in the Station Camp zone. Put in front for James Lambert, who couldn't settle it down in his stick long enough to get a shot. Now here's Lasher, bottom of the right circle, around the back of the net. Backhands it out in front. Station Camp can't clear, held into the blue line by Ethan Moore, but given away to Dom DeMaria, who will carry it out. Passes to the far side, Toby Mahaffey. Mahaffey drops it back to McLean Gregory. Backhanded into the NBA zone. Now Duke Dalba, right wing side of the Station Camp zone, drops it back. Abe Lasher going to the slot, trying to go back to Dalba. The puck went behind him into the right wing corner. Dalba passing it off to Lasher. Lasher goes across to Matthew Moore, who has to go around the back of the net. Back to Lasher, right circle, shot blocked. Mikey Bernier nudges the puck over to Dom DeMaria, who carries it out to center. DeMaria, right wing side of the NBA zone, gets around a defender. To the net, a shot stopped. Rebound Bernier, great stop by Bland. Two big saves by Bland. And now we're going to have a penalty, I think, against Station Camp. Yes. The penalty behind the net. Dom DeMaria will go to the box. He goes straight to the box. For cross-checking. So NBA back to the power play. 4:42 to go in the second. Game is tied at 3. Draw's going to be to the right of Carter Galeese. One by NBA. Cortland Klett, left point, passing over to the right point. Trace Graham tried to pass down the right wing. It's intercepted and cleared out by, is it Tommy Siciliano or Josh Peffer? It's Josh Peffer. Abe Lasher to center. No, it's correction, it's Graham. Trace Graham, left wing side of the Station Camp zone. Shot in the slot, misses the net to the left of Galeese. Puck poked off his stick from behind and out. Peffer reaching in to poking it off his stick and out. Now Ethan sides. Poked off his stick right inside the station camp zone, but then it's given back to him, and his shot is over the net from the slot. Backwards. Now it's coming around to the far side. Trace Graham carries it into the right wing corner. Into the skates of Sides, who can't find it. Then he gets off a backhander, stopped by Galise, and the rebound cleared down ice. Minute left in the power play for NBA. Puck back in the station camp zone, but quickly cleared out. Puck brought back into the station camp zone by Matthew Moore on the right wing side. Drops it back. Abe Lasher moving down the right wing. His shot hit a stick and over the net. Stays in play. Andrew Grooms sending it around the wall to the far side. Abe Lasher keeping it in at the right point. Passes it down to Matthew Moore. Now it comes out to the blue line. Trace Graham sending it down the slot. Intercepted, but the clearing attempt knocked down by Abe Lasher. Past the slot, intercepted, held in by Trace Graham at the right point. Over to Lasher. One timer from the top of the right circle, turned away by Galise. And the rebound cleared out. Toby Mahaffey catches up to it in the NBA zone. Penalty time against Station Camp. Station Camp is up. Oh, they called offside, I think, against Station Camp. Mahaffey was spinning around trying to find that puck at center, and he went over the blue line, I think, before he touched it. 2:41 to go in the second, still 3-3. Drawing the dot in front of the camp bench. Draw one by NBA. Ethan Sides passing over to Cortland Klett, left wing side of the station camp zone. Klett to the slot, a shot off the right left leg pad of Galise. Here's Klett, right wing corner, passing up to the right point, and Trace Graham. Graham sending it back down the wall. Klett a shot from the right circle, gloved and held onto by Galise. Draw is going to be to Galise's left. One by NBA. Puck went across the front of the net. It's in the left wing corner. Cortland Klett behind the net. Comes out to the right wing side. Passes up to the right point. Abe Lasher off his stick. Had to gather it back in. Then he tried to pass across to Henry Burke. Went off his stick and out. Here's McLean Gregory into the NBA zone. Shot from the slot. Misses the net to the right. High into the right of Tripp Bland. And puck taken away on the far side by Andrew Freck off the stick. Looked like it went off the stick of Toby Mahaffey and out of play, but nope, they say it was Freck. Minute 43 to go in the second, still 3-3. Draws to the right of Bland. Puck going all the way around the kick plate into the station camp zone in the left wing corner. Duke Dalba with it, try to put it in front. Here's Matthew Moore passing it out to the blue line, and a shot from Louis Jalovic blocked and unable to keep the puck alive. The right point was Lawson Brown. He sends it back in, but rest of the NBA team has to get back on side, and they do. Here's Andrew Grooms. Stretch pass up the far side to Mikey Bernier, who dumps it into the NBA zone. Josh Peffer backhanding it to the inboards. Now it's in the left wing corner. Peffer. Minute left in the second. Puck on the near side. Tommy Siciliano tried to go to the slot with it. Was pushed off, and now here's Matthew Moore. Left wing side of the station camp zone. Pushed into the boards. Puck in the left wing corner. Moore with it. Comes out in front, lost the handle. Ethan Moore shot stopped by Galise. Ethan Moore was right behind Matthew Moore, and his shot was stopped. 30 seconds left in the period. Mikey Bernier, left wing side of the NBA zone. Chips the puck to the right wing corner. Tries to catch up to it as he battles with Trace Graham. And the puck sent around the kick plate, down the far side, all the way back down into the station camp zone. Caught up to by Bryant Waddell as both teams make changes. Puck out on the far side. Here is Waddell. Sending it up the near side, off the stick of Andrew Grooms and out. Dom DeMaria brings it into the NBA zone, gets off a shot, stopped by Bland, and that is it for the second. Duke Dalba scoring just 89 seconds into this second period, and that was the only goal of the middle frame. Station Camp, Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian, and Montgomery Bell tied at 3 at the end of 2. I'll be back in a few seconds for the start of the third, but if you are listening on the YouTube podcast, we're going to go ahead and send you to the start of the third period. Ready to start the third and final period of this one. Trip Bland still in goal for NBA. Carter Galeese still in goal for Station Camp, Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian. This third and final period, NBA will carry the puck by left to right. Station Camp. Both sides can hang on and tie. It'd be a big point for both of them. It would put them back. It would put them both back in the top 8 and push Nolensville. It actually pushed Father Ryan down into 9th place. Draw one by Station Camp to start the period. Puck dumped into the NBA zone. Pass the slot. Toby Mahaffey, a shot block. Rebound from Dom DeMaria. Stopped by Bland, and he's got it covered. Mahaffey shot in the slot, blocked. It came to Dom DeMaria. Shot that went off the right leg pad of Bland. And then his rebound was stopped and covered up too. Draw to Bland's right. Draw one by NBA. They bring it to center. Here's Ethan Sides. Oh, could not get to the puck on the pass from Andrew Freck. McLean Gregory clears it out with help from Gavin Cole. Brought back into the NBA zone and fired past the net to the right of Bland by Toby Mahaffey. Puck coming around the boards to the far side. Andrew Grooms. Backhands it down to the right wing corner to Cortland Klett. Sends it up the far boards. Ethan Sides will clear it out. Puck banked off the near boards by Station Campers Dom DeMaria. Pokes it into the NBA zone, but right to Connor Mazzoni, who clears it out. But then his clearing attempt goes right to Andrew Grooms, who could not carry it into the NBA zone because Dom DeMaria was still inside. And NBA end up icing the puck. 12:42 to go. The game is tied at 3. It's been more than a period now since Duke Dalba's equalizer. Actually, no, not yet. 11 more seconds, and it'll have been a full period since Dalba tied the game. Draws to the right of Bland. One by NBA, Connor Mazzoni out on the far side. Carry it to center, passes up the near side to Matthew Moore, right wing side of the Station Camp zone. Passes across, Duke Dalba gets to it. Sends it into the left wing corner for Moore. Now the puck sliding up the near side. A one-timer from James Lemon, top of the right circle, misses the net to the right of Galeese. Puck held in at the left point by Moore. Now Dalba trying to pass it to the slot. It's knocked down and carried out to center by Andrew Grooms. Grooms sends it to the inboards of the NBA zone. Immediately cleared out by the Big Red. Here's Bryant Waddell. Trying to stretch pass up the near side off the stick of Tommy Siciliano, who was still behind the red line. And it goes for an icing. 11:49 to go in the game. Still 3-3. And now it has been more than a full period since Duke Dalba tied it up. It's now 5-1. Ravenwood over Brentwood. Jake Farrell with a hat trick for the Raptors. They win this game. They'll just need to beat Station Camp on January 21st to win the GNASH Cup. We'll be there for that one. Draw to the left of Galeese. One by NBA and a shot from Duke Dalba in the slot off the left wrist of Galeese and over the net. Puck out at center. Here's Matthew Moore. Back into the Station Camp zone. Puck swept away from him by Gavin Cole. He gets back to it on the near side. Carries it around the back of the net. Passes out to the left point. Henry Burke shot blocked. Puck comes over to Dom DeMaria, who will clear it down ice. Is it going to go for an icing? Yes, it is. Toby Mahaffey and Matthew Moore were hustling. Burke were hustling. No, it was Matthew Moore hustling with Mahaffey. But the official said icing. Draws to Galise's left. Station Camp battling at the inboards. Gavin Cole battling with Andrew Freck. They're going towards the left wing corner. Now Cole knocks down Freck. Puck comes out to the high slot. Abe Lasher tried to pass it down to Trace Graham. Couldn't get a stick on it, standing near the left-hand side of the net. Now Abe Lasher at the left point, passing it down to the left wing corner. Now it's passed over to Trace Graham. Tried to flip it over. Galise to the right-hand side of the net. And then the puck came out in front to Ethan Sides, and he backhanded it past the wide-open net to Galise's left. And Station Camp ended up icing the puck. 10:36 to go, still 3-3. Yeah, Graham tried to flip that puck. He went to the right-hand side of the net, tried to flip the puck over Galise, hit him in the shoulder, and then it popped out in front to Sides, who backhanded it past the net to Galise's left. Speaking of Galise's left, that's where the draw is to. Tracy Clark taking it for Station Camp. Don't see her take draws often. Shot from Andrew Frick, slowed up by some skates, still came on goal, sticked away by Galise. And Trace Graham couldn't stuff in the rebound, sitting in the right-hand side of the net. Mikey Bernier dumping the puck into the NBA zone. Abe Lasher carries it to center. Back into the Station Camp zone. Tried to drive it back to Trace Graham. Went through his legs, went through his skates, and Gracie Clark will clear. Louis Delovic will track it down on the far side of the NBA zone. Passes across to Freck. Freck round the back of the net. His own net. Carries it to center. Into the Station Camp zone. Gets off a shot that hits off, I think, the outside of the net on the bottom bar on the right-hand side. Here's Freck on the left wing, passing down to the left wing corner. Puck comes back to Freck. Try to go to the slot, went across the front of the net. Matthew Moore pushed into the boards by Andrew Grooms. Loose puck picked up by Tommy Siciliano, bumped into by Ethan Moore. Here's Trace Graham passing across Moore, top of the left circle, trying to go back across to Graham, who's laying on the ice. The puck intercepted and cleared down ice by Station Camp for another icing. 9:04 to go, still 3-3. Draw is to the left of Galise. Won by NBA and a shot from Cortland Klett. I think it was blocked in front. I don't know if it got to Galise. Puck cleared out by the Bison. Connor Mazzoni inside his own zone. Carries it out to center. Back into the Station Camp zone. Banks it off the far boards. And now there's Josh Peffer out at center, crosses the red line, dumps it into the NBA end. Puck is behind the net. Cortland Klett sending it around to the far side. Duke Dalba. Ahead to Matthew Moore. Moore in the Station Camp zone. Gets around in front of backhand, score! He got around. Gavin Cole carried it to the front of the net. Galise went down to his stomach, left the net wide open. And Moore backhands it home for his second goal of the game, and it is 4-3 NBA with 8:18 to go. Here's Trace Graham off the draw as NBA win it. Brings it into the Station Camp zone on the left wing side. Turns it over. He gets it back on the near side now. Backhands it to the inboards. Put out front, score! Andrew Freck. Ethan Sides at the inboards, found Freck all alone in front. Centering pass one time into the back of the net. It's 5-3 NBA with 7:53 to go. They extend the lead 25 seconds after they take it. And now Station Camp used their timeout as they are trailing by 2. Ravenwood have beaten Brentwood BAUSN 5-1. Now all Ravenwood have to do is beat Station Camp on January 21st, and the GNASH Cup regular season championship is theirs. Father Ryan are out of GNASH Cup contention with that Ravenwood win. So we're down to 6. If this result holds, Station Camp will be out, which is insane to believe because, again, this Bison team started the season with a perfect 7-0-0 record. And now not only are they on the verge of being knocked out of GNASH Cup contention, there is a very decent chance they might end up in the Preds Cup. What a heartbreaking collapse that would be if that happened. Timeout done. It would. I feel bad for them. I mean, they were such a good story. They were a great story. And now they've just totally fallen apart like a house built out of Jenga blocks. Here's Mikey Bernier, shot in the left circle, blockered away by Trip Bland. I was about to say Glenn. His real name is Glenn, but he's Glenn the third. They call him Trip. Matthew Moore, Andrew Freck at the other end with a backhander that is blocked. Now the puck out at center. Toby Mahaffey, left wing side of the NBA zone, shot off the blocker of Trip Bland. Passes across to the right point. Now here is McLean Gregory, shot in the top of the left circle, stopped by Bland, and he'll cover. 7:05 to go, 5-3. NBA lead. It's now 3-0 Indy Centennial over the Outlaws up at Centennial. Nick Kloss with 2 goals, Owen Brott with the other. Indy Centennial without Aiden Gardner tonight. He's suspended for getting into a fight with Hank Hayes in the Franklin Indy game back on Friday. Here's Ethan Moore, left wing side of the Station Camp zone, shot into the glove, into the chest of Carter Gleason. He pins it against his chest with a glove to hang on for the whistle. Draw to the right of Gleason. Station Camp with it. They try and clear, and they do. Here's Abe Lasher. Passing ahead to Ethan Moore off his stick back into the Station Camp zone. And NBA ended up icing it. I think it was Ethan Moore who iced on the red line at center. 6:29 to go. 5-3 NBA. Draw to the right of Bland. NBA win the draw, clear it down ice. Cargolese send it around the wall to the near side. Gavin Cole with it. Comes around to the far side. Tried to stretch pass it up the far side. It went off the stick of Josh Peffer right at the red line and into the NBA zone, so no icing. Trace Graham, left wing side of the Station Camp zone. A shot stopped and covered up by Galise. Strawberry to Galise's right. One by NBA, and a shot from Graham had to be kicked aside by Galise with the right leg pad. Puck was cleared out, sent back into the Station Camp zone on the far side. Gavin Cole tried to clear it out, intercepted by Trace Graham, moving to the left circle. Spins around, shoots, that was blocked. Correction, that's not Bryant Waddell. I think it was Toby Mahaffey trying to clear it out. Now Mahaffey with it on the near side. Carries to center. Nudges it into the NBA zone on the far side. And it's cleared out by the Big Red. Andrew Freck, left wing side of the Station Camp zone, sending it around the kick plate. Now here's McLean Gregory in the left wing corner, sending it around to the near side for Mikey Bernier. Puck comes back around to the far side for Gregory. Puts it behind the net for Waddell, Bryant Waddell. Waddell behind his own net, passing ahead to Bernier. Went off his skates. Here's Ethan Moore with a shot in the top of the right circle, stopped by Galise. Now Matthew Moore. Behind the net, loses the puck out in front. And Mikey Bernier sends it up the far side. I think it's Toby Mahaffey loose. Yes, it is Mahaffey. And now here's Matthew Moore back into the Station Camp zone on the left wing side. Drops it back on the left point. Duke Dalba moves down the slot, takes a shot. It's blocked by Bernier. Cortland Klett at the right point, sending it down the wall. Puck sent back up to the right point, and Klett, he knocked down a clearing attempt by Andrew Grooms. Now Grooms with the puck again in the right wing corner, sending it up the near boards. Siciliano and Peffer. Josh Peffer backhands it into the NBA zone. Puck cleared out to center by NBA, but right to Tommy Siciliano, who brings it back into the NBA zone. Tried to pass the slot. It went past Dom DeMaria. Was battling with Ethan Moore, and NBA are going to end up icing the puck. 3:17 to go, still 5-3 Big Red. Draws to the right of Bland. Oh, truck's illegally parked out in the parking lot. And I think one of the NBA parents owns one of those trucks, and he didn't want to get it towed. So off he goes to move it. Somebody turned on music by accident, but no. Oh! Ethan Sides taking out Andrew Grooms on the near side of the Station Camp zone, and he's going to go to the box for it. High sticking the call. So Station Camp back to the power play, down 5-3 with 3 minutes to go. Draws to Bland's right. One by the Big Red and cleared out. Toby Mahaffey to center. Into the NBA zone. Shot in the high slot blocked. Out on the far side, held in. Andrew Grooms left point. Moving it down the left wing with a shot stopped by Bland. The backhanded rebound tried in the right circle, stopped and covered up by Bland. That was Toby Mahaffey on the rebound try. 87 seconds to go in the power play for Station Camp. 2:27 to go in the game. 5-3 NBA. Draws to Bland's left. One by NBA. Puck pinned up against the boards in the right wing corner. One by Trace Graham gets to it and he clears it down ice. Dom DeMario will pick it up for Station Camp. Drops it back to Grooms. Sends it back up the far side to DeMario. A minute left in the power play for Station Camp. Toby Mahaffey fires it past the net from the high slot of the NBA zone. Fires it past the net to Bland's right. DeMario at the blue line. Passing over to the right circle. Oh, and Grooms shanks that one-timer from the bottom of the right circle. Now a Blasher with a puck for NBA into the Station Camp zone on the left wing side. 30 seconds left in the power play for the Bison. Trace Graham. Carry it back into his own zone. Matthew Moore bumps into Andrew Grooms, and they both go down at center. Puck back in the Bison zone. It's behind the net. Here's Gavin Cole dropping it back. Penalty time against NBA is up. They're back at even strength, and we've got a minute left in the game now. Josh Peffer brought the puck back into the NBA zone, taken away and iced by the Big Red. 54.4 seconds left, 5-3 NBA. Draw will be to the right of Bland. Station Camp keeping it in the zone. Back in from the right circle, blocked. Puck on the near side. Oh, Tommy Siciliano with a big hit on Ethan Moore as Matthew Moore clears the puck out. The net is empty for Station Camp. And here's Duke Dalba firing it into the empty net from center. Dalba from just about the red line fires the puck into the empty net from center. It's 6-3 NBA with 23.8 seconds left. And Station Camp's misery is going to continue. They're going to have a losing streak of now 4 games, and they'll have lost 5 of their last 6. What on earth has happened to this team? They were the year's best story, and now they have a chance to be its saddest, too. Station Camp with a puck in their own zone. And they're going to let the clock run out. And NBA are now a point away from a Preds Cup berth as they beat Station Camp Liberty Creek-Nashville Christian 6-3. And Station Camp grow ever closer to draining into the Hein Cup. What a shocking last month and a half it has been for them. Now they have to turn around and play Ravenwood next week. And Ravenwood win the GNASH Cup regular season championship by beating them. Oh, and by the way, Station Camp are now out of contention for the GNASH Cup with this loss. because they can now only finish the regular season with 20 points, and Ravenwood are now at 21. My goodness, we were just thinking, they were 7-0-0 at Thanksgiving, and we were thinking, could they? They couldn't, could they? It was such a wonderful story, and now, oh my goodness. Let me just type out these scores here. Now let me type out this final score. All right. So the goal scorers in this one for MBA, Bryant Waddell, Toby Mahaffey, and McLean Gregory, all those goals were scored in the first. For MBA, Matthew Moore and Duke Dalby each scored twice, and the other goals came from James Lehrman and Andrew Freck. Hopefully this game sheet is up now. It wasn't earlier. Okay, it's up now. I got a feeling I know who I'm gonna give player of the game to. I'm gonna give it to Matthew Moore. He scored twice, including the game winner early in this third. As NBA win this one 6-3. And now the only game still ongoing is the Outlaws and Indy Centennial. It is 4-0 Indy. In the third, my God, the Outlaws hang 11 on JP2 last week, and now they can't even score on Indy. But David Busby, David Busby's a pretty good goalie, so. I said Dawson Reynolds was better than the newsletter, and I'm being proven wrong tonight. No, wait, Clive Neal is in goal for Indy? And the Outlaws can't score on him? Good Lord. Oh, my God. Wow. My God. Okay, so. Again, Matthew Moore, player of the game. So let's go over the final scores of the 5 games that are in the books. Franklin beat JP2 MLK GCS 8-1. Hendersonville beat Lawson, beat the Rutherford Rampage 7-5. Nolensville beat Ensworth Lipscomb CPA 2-1. Ravenwood beat Brentwood 5-1. And just now, Montgomery Bell beating Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian 6-3. So here are the standings with those with those 5 games in the books. Ravenwood back to the top of the GNASH standings, 10-3-1. Again, if they just need to beat Station Camp. They just need to beat Station Camp on January 21st to win the GNASH Cup. Franklin and Hendersonville both 9-3-2. MBA and Page Summit now 8-3-2. Ensworth Lipscomb CP 1. Nolensville 7-4-3. Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian now holding down 8th place, 8-5-0. Father Ryan also 8-5-0. But Station Camp beat them last month. So on the head-to-head, Station Camp holding down 8th place, Father Ryan in 9th. And those were the 2 teams that played for the Hein Cup back last March. Independent Centennial, the Outlaws, and JP Tillamook GCS all 4-7-2 right now, but if Indy Centennial win, they will improve to 5-7-2. Mount Juliet, Wilson Central, Lebanon 4-9-0. The Clarksville Kings 3-11-0. Brentwood BAUSN 2-10-2. And the Rutherford Rampage now 1-12-1. And the Rampage will be the 8th seed for the Henry Hine Cup. They only have one game left. They have 3 points. And they trail Brentwood and Clarksville, who both have 6. Win is worth 2. So no chance for the Rampage to catch either one of those. The Outlaws have scored. Noah Kane scoring for the Outlaws. It's now 4-1 Centennial. Just over 4 minutes. 4-1 Indy Centennial with just over 4 minutes to go. All right, let's look at the 2 games on Rink A at Centennial. (7:10). Page Summit against the Clarksville Kings. Senior night for Page. Final game of the regular season for Clarksville. If Page win, they clinch a GNASH Cup berth. They clinch a Pretz Cup berth. Clinch one tonight if Ensworth had beaten or tied with Nolensville, but Nolensville won that game, so now Page actually have to go on the ice and take it themselves. And then at 8:40, Father Ryan taking on Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon. It's senior night for the Irish. We're going to do that game pregame at 8:35. Face off just past 8:40, somewhere along in there. Father Ryan cannot clinch a Pretz Cup berth on Wednesday night, even with a win. So they're still 3 points away. If Ensworth had beaten Nolensville, Father Ryan would have only needed to tie Mount Juliet. If Ensworth and Nolensville had ended at a tie, Father Ryan would have had to win. But now they've got to beat Mount Juliet in order to move out of 9th place. And they finish against Hendersonville next week, next Friday night, January 23rd. Again, we're going to do that Father Ryan Mount Juliet game pregame at 8:45. Puck drop sometime past 8:40. All right, I want to give honor shout-outs to Brian Hayden Bland and Glenn Bland, the parents and grandfather, respectively, of Trip Bland, Jenny and Greg Dalba, the parents of Duke Dalba, and Don and Stacy Graham, the parents of Trace Graham. They purchased our Buy Me a Coffee package of perks membership. They get their name published or listed in the GNASH newsletter, which is published almost daily. They're getting this on-air shout-out for any and all NBA games I cover, and they're getting this in any and all NBA games I cover as downloadable MP3s. There are just a couple weeks left. Actually, no, not even 2 weeks left. Like a week and a half and a day left in the 2026 GNASH regular season. And we've got 2 Buy Me a Coffee memberships. We've got the package of perks. Plus, if you just want your name listed in the newsletter, there's that too. Package of perks for the rest of the regular season costs $40. Just having your name listed in the newsletter costs $20. It's $5 a month for the newsletter listing, $10 a month for the package of perks. Go to buymeacoffee.com, buymeacoffee.com/Mid10Sportsnet, MIDTN-SPRTSNET. Scroll down to become a member, and you can buy one of those 2 memberships. Again, buymeacoffee.com, buymeacoffee.com/Mid10Sportsnet, MIDTN-SPRTSNET. Scroll down to become a member and click on that. Well, nothing is easy. Well, now it's 4-2 Indy over the Outlaws. Outlaws trying to come back here. Clive Keeler scoring with just under 3 minutes to go. Oh, and Cash Branian got a 2-10. Get a 2-10 for head contact. So Cash Branian's off the ice for the rest of the game for Indy. Outlaws are like that. But what a night. So we came into the night. 5 teams could have clinched Pretz Cup berths. 2 did. But because one went the way it did, The other 3 berths stay on the table. One can be clinched on Wednesday night. Nolensville beating Ensworth-Lipscomb CPA 2-1 in the first game of our doubleheader, and then in the nightcap, Montgomery Bell beating Station Camp Liberty Creek-Nashville Christian 6-3. Man, even if Station Camp go on to win the Hine Cup, the late season collapse is going to hurt so damn much, man. They can still get to the Preds Cup, but if they lose these last 2 games and they fall out of the Hine Cup after starting the season 7-0-0, oh, it's going to hurt. Oh, it's going to be painful. It is going to be so painful. All right, that's it for me here in Bellevue. Again, we'll be back Wednesday night for Father Ryan versus Mount Juliet at Centennial. Pregame 8:35, puck drop sometime past 8:40. Again, it's senior night for Father Ryan, but I think they only have 3 seniors this season, so they don't have a lot. So it shouldn't be that long of a senior night ceremony. But anyway, that is it from Bellevue. I'm Michael Hackney. Thank you all so much for listening. Good night, everybody. We'll talk to you again on Wednesday night from Centennial.